Welcome back from the break, Ram fans, and to another installment of Missed Moments, where I cover everything you may have missed from this past week. Against Iowa, CSU football didn't only get the chance to lose to a top 5 team this weekend, but they also got to experience something way bigger than the game itself, the Iowa Wave. Where Kinnick Stadium is located, there is a huge children's hospital sitting right behind it, which was finished in 2017. It was built with the idea of letting these kids and their families watch the Hawkeye games while they're getting treated. The top floor of the hospital is called the press box, and those getting treated and their loved ones are allowed up there on game days to watch their home team in action. After the facility was finished, an Iowa fan went to social media to suggest that fans should do something to help cheer up these kids. I mean, they're so close to their windows, right? And in 2017, at the end of the first quarter against Wyoming, an Iowa announcer told the crowd to turn around and wave at the kids, and thus the famous wave was born. Videos and pictures of this movement began circulating throughout the sporting world, and it touched the hearts of people nationwide, including myself. Before leaving for Iowa, CSU players were asked about the wave and asked to share their thoughts. Running back Ajon Vivens said, quote, "It's going to be a great thing to experience in person. Even when I watched it on TV, it brought chills to me," end quote. And his positive thoughts were backed up by fellow teammate Cam Butler, who said, quote, "I think it's real nice they do that for those kids. That's something a lot bigger than football," end quote. Butler was one of the players that expressed that he was going to participate in the wave, as well as defensive lineman Manny Jones. The wave is a great reminder that at the end of the day, sports are not about winning or losing, but rather about inspiring others and bringing people together. And we saw just that this weekend when CSU got to partake in this new Iowa tradition. Moving along this week, I thought it would be cool to share my top 3 plays of the week that you may have missed. Let's jump right into it. My number 3 play of the week, or actually make that 2 plays, comes from the Phoenix Mercury's 83-82 win over the New York Liberty in this year's WNBA playoffs. This was a crazy back and forth. Let's take a look. Diggins comes down. She passes Liberty. You think, oh, she might go for the layup. Nope, passes to Sophie Cunningham, who then sinks it in for the 3. And then right after that, Diggins goes out again, passes to her 6'9" teammate Griner, who then passes it to Sophie Cunningham, who gets knocked over by Liberty, but gets it just in time to make that 3. Both Skylar Diggins and Sophie Cunningham were huge contributors to that 1-point victory for Mercury. Sophie Cunningham even had 6 3-pointers in that game, which, not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive. Moving from the basketball court and onto the tennis court, my number 2 highlight comes from the Laver Cup, where Stefanos Tsitsipas and Andrei Rublev took on Nick Kyrgios and John Isner in doubles. With Kyrgios and Isner playing together, you knew this had to be an exciting match, and oh, was it. So they started out, Rublev had the serve, took it cross court, Kyrgios comes in, poaches it, Tsitsipas gets it back, Isner goes back down the line. They hit down the line for a while. Rublev takes it to Kyrgios, who then drop shots it, and then Rublev comes back for the cross-court winner. Oh, that was a pretty exciting point. And while Rublev and Tsitsipas ended up losing that first set, they did end up taking the match in 3 sets. And for my number 1 play of the week, I had to go with this incredible catch from everyone's favorite third baseman, Nolan Arenado. So as you can see, the Brewers hit this way into foul territory. Nolan doesn't have to go for this, but knowing Nolan, of course he does. He runs all the way from basically short, catches it with the basket catch, falls into the tarp, holds onto the ball the whole time. And if you were a fan of him in Colorado, you probably remember a similar play that happened in San Francisco a couple years ago. And in my personal opinion, I feel like the catch in San Francisco was better, but I could be a little biased since he was on my team at the time. But, I mean, honestly, is this even impressive anymore? Like, this is just a routine play for him. But I guess it's just Nolan being Nolan. Well, those are all my missed moments I have for you this week. But don't touch that remote, because after the break, Brendan will be back with 3 new players you need for your fantasy team.